two girls decided to fight each other at the apartments beside the Otter Creek Homeowners Association clubhouse in February 2021. They gathered at those apartments with about 25 to 40 other teenagers that had planned to watch the fight. And I don't know why they chose these apartments because none of these kids lived there, but this is just where they decided to go. 6 teenagers show up to the clubhouse with guns and start a shootout at the clubhouse. One of the 2 girls involved in the fight, a 17-year-old, was shot in the thigh by the gunfire and her femur was shattered. About a month after the shooting, this person, Terrion Parker, who was 16 years old at the time, was arrested after he was seen on surveillance video carrying an AK-15. He wasn't the one that was responsible for shooting the 17-year-old girl, but he was involved in the gunfire. Later that year, the day after Thanksgiving, so November 26, 2021, Terrion got upset because his girlfriend liked another guy's post on Instagram. So he went to her house, he called her, and he told her to come outside. He gave her the option of coming outside or that he was going to, quote unquote, act up on her street. So she went outside and saw Terrion with a weapon. He had a laser-sighted pistol that he got out of his vehicle with. She ran inside as the shooting started. He fired shots into her home. Bullets struck the girl's home and the family vehicle. They also struck beside where a surveillance camera was mounted that got all of the gunfire footage. Terrion Parker was arrested and charged with committing a terroristic act for that shooting. But the court didn't decide to hold him in jail. Instead, they allowed him to be bonded out of jail. And 4 months after he was bonded out on that charge, Terrion Parker was in trouble again. So in July 2022, Terrion and his brother were on Lavier Circle and they were breaking into a vehicle. The details are a little bit unclear, but the owner must have saw Terrion and his brother breaking into his vehicle because the owner was shot in the leg by one of the 2 brothers and he returned fire, shooting Terrion in the stomach. They went and got the gun from the owner of the vehicle and fled from the scene. Police found Terrion and his brother in their mother's car, and the owner of the vehicle, his gun was actually found in a backpack sitting beside Terrion's brother. So the court finally said, no more, you're going to sit in jail until this is resolved. So on June 30th, 2023, Terrion Parker, who is almost 19 years old, accepted a plea deal. As part of the plea deal, Terrion Parker pleaded guilty to committing a terroristic act, aggravated assault, 2 counts of breaking and entering, and 4 counts of theft. That is for the 3 crimes that I just told you about. Altogether, Terrion Parker could have been sentenced to up to 62 years in prison, but instead he was given, the deal of a lifetime, honestly. I understand that the Arkansas Department of Corrections is intended to be rehabilitative, but the fact is that it's not. According to the ADC's own data, in 2017, the recidivism rate in Arkansas was 46.1%, and offenders that were younger, such as Terrion Parker, have a 1.5 times higher chance of returning to prison than an older offender. Probably wondering why I'm talking about recidivism rates in Arkansas, but the reason is because Terrion Parker was sentenced to just 8 years in prison, followed by a 2-year suspended sentence. This person, who was involved in at least 3 shootings, was sentenced to 8 years in prison. And those were 3 shootings where people actually were harmed. Terrion's brother's charges are still pending, but he is maintaining that he believes that the shot that was fired at the car owner came from Terrion's weapon.